Alright guys, we're going to talk about assessing limits of absolute value functions. So we're going to start with limit as x approaches 0, absolute x over x. And remember, when we talked about absolute value functions, we talked about the piecewise. Right? We talked about the fact that these are piecewise functions. So we want to look at this on two different intervals. We'll get to the limit in a second. But let's first kind of just think about, all right, what happens with the absolute value of x over x, for x is positive, for x is negative. So, because again, when we talk about the limit, as x approaches 0, we don't care what happens when x actually equals 0. Okay, so let's consider what happens to absolute value, and great, my marker's already dying, absolute value of x over x, how we can define this, right? We're going to have to define it for x is greater than 0, and we're going to have to define this for x is less than 0, right? So basically what happens when x is greater than 0? Well, we have some positive number, right? Over some positive number, what's the same number? Okay? So this ends up giving us 1. All right? And what happens when x is negative? Right? So x is negative, it becomes a positive, so our numerator has a positive, it is positive, right? And our denominator, what happens there? It's a negative. Okay, so we have some positive number over some negative number, the same number, so end with negative 1. Okay, so end with negative 1. So now when we're looking at this limit, we're looking at it from the left side and the right side, we've essentially solved that problem. Because when we look at it from the right side, so implicitly we're asking ourselves this question: does the limit as we approach x from the left of this equal the limit as we approach x from the right of the same thing? Well, so we approach from the left, we're looking here, right? We go to negative 1. And when we look from the right, we're approaching here, 1. So since these don't match up, these two aren't equal. Okay, since these two aren't equal, as we approach from the left is not equal, the limit as we approach from the right, this overall limit, we said does not exist. Okay?